Boys and girls, this morning we're going to read, we're going to start with chapter 29, Roboticons. It reminds me of a toy that my son used to play with when he was little. It was called a Bionicle. And he used to be so excited he'd get a new one. You could take them apart and put them back together. So let's see if Roboticons is like a Bionicle. Oswald, said Ms. Blossom, give me your Roboticon. Okay, said Oswald. Students could play with toys from home on the playground, but if Ms. Blossom spotted a toy in the classroom, she took it away until recess. That was the rule. Oswald pretended to swim shark onto Ms. Blossom's hand. Shark was his favorite Roboticon because he could change it from a robot into a great white shark. Hot Rod smiled at Oswald. He loved Roboticons too. His favorite was a speedster because he could change it from a robot into a race car. Soon it was recess. Hot Rod and Oswald met on the playground. Let's destroy Thunderbolt, said Oswald. He held up a rock to beat Thunderbolt. Shark jumped into Speedster. They crashed into Thunderbolt and knocked him down again and again. That was fun, said Hot Rod as the boys walked inside. Let's play again tomorrow. Okay, said Oswald. Shark to the rescue. The next day before lunch, Hot Rod asked Oswald, Did you bring Shark? Yes, said Oswald, but I'm staying inside with the lunch bunch to finish my math, so we can't play at recess. Too bad, said Hot Rod. He paused and then asked, May I play with Shark? Okay, said Oswald. He handed Shark to Hot Rod. Thanks, said Hot Rod. Boys and girls, our morning prayer had to do with sharing, and it sounds like Oswald is being very generous about sharing. It had rained during the night, so there were lots of wonderful mud puddles on the playground. Hot Rod pretended that Speedster got stuck in a mud pit and began to be sucked down. Shark to the rescue, shouted Hot Rod. He made Shark dive into the muck and carry Speedster safely to shore. The real mud made the pretend game so much fun that Hot Rod made Shark dive into the mud and save Speedster over and over again until recess ended. Now, I think he probably didn't mean anything by it, but if you had a toy, you probably wouldn't want it to be in the mud. So let's see what happens when it's discovered that our toy that Oswald so generously let Hot Rod play with is covered in mud. And that's our next chapter, mud. When Hot Rod got back to the room, he tossed Shark to Oswald. Thanks, he said. Oswald frowned. What did you do to Shark? He asked. He's all muddy. Hot Rod took Shark back and swiped it on his pants. Here you go, good as new, he said, returning Shark to Oswald. But Shark still looked terrible to Oswald. He scrubbed the toy with a tissue. Man, you're too fussy, said Hot Rod. I think the mud makes Speedster look tough. Besides, a little mud never hurt anything. So clearly, Oswald is a little bit concerned that his new toy, is muddy, and he's not happy. And it sounds like Hot Rod is being a little, not careful about it. If he sees that Oswald is a little upset about Shark being dirty, maybe he should have been a little more considerate and cleaned it off for him. But I don't know, what do you think? Do you agree with that? Or do you think that Oswald is just being a little too picky? A little mud, said Oswald. There's so much mud on Shark that I can't change him from a shark to a robot anymore. You wrecked him. I did not, said Hot Rod. You did too, said Oswald. Boys, Ms. Blossom interrupted. What's going on? And that, boys and girls, is why teachers don't like kids to bring toys to school. Find a way. Oswald pointed at Hot Rod. He borrowed my Roboticon and wrecked it, he said angrily. I did not wreck it, said Hot Rod. I got a little mud on it. Ms. Blossom held up her hand. Stop, she said. Hot Rod, when you borrow something, you must return it in good shape. You'll stay after school today and wash Oswald's Roboticon. Oswald looked pleased. And Oswald, you'll stay after school too, said Miss Blossom. Me? Asked Oswald. What did I do? It takes two to argue, said Miss Blossom. You boys had fun playing with your roboticons before. Perhaps after school you can figure out how to play well again. But Oswald began. Find a way or never bring another toy to school, said Miss Blossom firmly. Oswald and Hot Rod scowled at each other, but they knew they'd have to do what Miss Blossom said. When Miss Blossom spoke like that, she meant it. Bubble World. After school, Hot Rod filled the sink with soapy water and swam Shark around to give him a bath. Hey, said Oswald, coming over to stand next to him. Can I wash Speedster? Hot Rod shrugged. If you want, he said. The two boys stood silently as they dunked and scrubbed the roboticons in the soap suds. Look, said Oswald. Speedster's trapped in a bubble. Make Shark pop it. Hot Rod used Shark to free Speedster from the bubble. Then Hot Rod said, Wait, I've got an idea. He ran back to his cubby and returned with a straw from a juice box. He put one in the water and blew. Bubbles burbled up and filled the sink. Cool, said Oswald. I think you invented a new way we can play with our roboticons, he said. We can call it Bubble World, said Hot Rod. Okay, agreed Oswald. Let's start popping. So boys and girls, they did what Ms. Blossom asked. They found another way to play together peacefully. They compromised by working together and cleaning their toys. And I think it's all going to work out. So we can be generous, but if we borrow things, it's important to remember that we need to be considerate of other people's feelings.